What is going on, and welcome back to another episode of iCoach Nutrition Radio. Coming at y'all with another Q&A here. Again, coming from the iCoach Nutrition family private Facebook group. This question was, what to do if I find myself snacking on sweets way too much? All right, so this is a common problem for a lot of people, right? And it really boils down to three things, okay? These are the three things that I see that cause, right? These are the three biggest problems that cause you to overeat and essentially, overeat on snacks, right? On sweets, right? To have cravings, right? To have all of these, these sayings of like, oh, I'm addicted to sugar, right? I can't stop eating sweets, all right? And so what this breaks down to is three things, right? Number one is a lot of this comes into at night, right? You're doing this at night, right? It's at the end of the day, maybe you're watching TV, it's been a long day, you're eating on your emotions or you're stress eating or whatever here, and you find yourself snacking on sweets at night, right? This is super, super common, okay? So what can really, really help here is having a cutoff time there at night, right? You'll find, for me, for example, if I go to bed after 9 p.m., my cravings for sweet things goes up significantly. But if I can just stick to going to bed at 9 p.m., right, which obviously is going to get me more sleep, make me feel more rested, make me have more energy and productivity for the next day, well, then I'm also, as a byproduct of that, going to snack on less sweets or no sweets at all at night. So giving yourself a hard cutoff time at night there to go to bed, right? The later you stay up, the more prone you're going to be to eating sweets, right? And snacking at night, right? Mindless eating there. Okay, so that's number one. Give yourself a cutoff time at night. Maybe it's not 9 p.m., maybe it's 10 p.m., whatever it is for you. But if you're finding yourself, if you're here, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh man, that's me, right? Well, then this is a great strategy for you, right? Cut it off at night. Don't let yourself sit here and throw down 1,000 calories there at night, just mindlessly eating on junk food. All right, so that's number one. Number two, right, is that you're not actually eating enough. Okay, you're not eating enough throughout the day. You're not fueling your body properly throughout the day. All right, and you're not doing this in two ways, one of two or both of these ways, which is you're not eating an adequate amount of protein intake in your day. Okay, this is so common. I cannot tell you. I mean, after 10 years of doing this and working with thousands of clients, I cannot tell you how many clients come to me and they are under eating protein, both men and women. Okay, this is very, very, very common, right? And so if you've never tracked your protein intake before, you should probably do that. And what you're going to find, right, if you're somebody that's having all these cravings, you're just always snacking, or you just feel like you're always hungry, well, track your protein intake for the day, right? And a very generalized, simple recommendation here would be to take your body weight, or if you have weight to lose, your goal body weight, and multiply that by 0.7 on the absolute low end and 1.0 on the high end. So for example, for me, I weigh 180 pounds. I do strength training 3 to 5 days a week. So on the higher end here, for me, I focus on eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So that means I'm trying to eat 185 grams of protein per day consistently, right? Sometimes I can eat more, right? Maybe I'll take that up to 1.1, 1.2, whatever. But on average, right, if I think about the last 10 years of my life, right, and since I've actually started focusing on this and building awareness on this, I'd say that 185 is the average, or 180 is the average. Okay, so again, for you, do that equation there for yourself, right? Do that multiplication there for yourself, and then track your food for 7 days on MyFitnessPal. And what you're probably going to find out is that you're taking in half the amount of protein that you should be taking in, even for the low end of that body weight times 0.7 or goal body weight times 0.7. So what does that mean? You just automatically start eating way more protein? No, you're going to have digestion issues. You're going to be bloated. You need to slowly increase up. So let's say you're supposed to eat 150 grams of protein per day. You're only eating 50. Cool. Next week, shoot for 60. The next week, shoot for 70. The next week's 80, 90, 100, right? Slowly, right? So if you think about that over the course of 10 weeks, going from 50 to 150 grams of protein, 10 weeks, that's almost 3 months that it takes of slowly increasing your protein intake up. And what's that going to do? Well, it's going to allow your body to adapt, right? And adaptation is going to allow your body to not have these side effects or these negative symptoms of digestive issues or feeling bloated. All right. Protein is one of the most, it is the most satiating nutrient, macronutrient out of the three. and of protein, fats, and carbohydrates. All right, so when you're actually eating an adequate amount of protein, right, you're going to actually feel satiated. You're going to actually feel satisfied, right? You're not going to have tons and tons of cravings, right, with sugar and sweets and all of these things. The other side of it is going to be the fiber intake, right? Most people do not eat enough vegetables and fruits in their diet, right? So when you can start increasing your fiber intake through vegetable and fruit intake, that's also going to help you feel more satiated. You're going to get a lot more volume of food for very little calories. If you set the goal of what I always recommend, generally speaking, in terms of an iCoach plate, trying to fill up half your plate with color at every meal that you eat, meaning vegetables or fruits or a combination of both. On average, if I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I filled up half my plate with color at every meal, that's only 500 calories total for all 3 meals, right? So that's a lot of volume of food, right, for a little amount of calories. And the more volume that you can get, especially through very nutrient dense whole foods like vegetables and fruits, right, that's going to also help to make you feel more satiated, make you feel more satisfied, right, be able to increase your fiber intake through doing so, and ultimately allow you to have less cravings, right, allow you to snack less on junk food and sweets and so on and so forth. So those are going to be essentially the last two there are kind of like combined, but those are the 3 biggest issues that I see. People are staying up too late at night, right? So they're mindlessly eating, watching TV, whatever, right? People are not eating an adequate amount of protein. People are not eating an adequate amount of fiber, right? And then maybe the third one or fourth one, however you want to categorize this, would be you're a product of your environment, right? So if you find yourself constantly going into the break room at work and snacking on junk, sweets, whatever, right, then stop going into the break room, right? If you find yourself mindlessly snacking on this stuff in your house, then stop buying it. Stop bringing it into your house. And I know for you that have kids or you have other family members that aren't in line with this, yeah, it's going to be more challenging. Trust me, I get it, right? But at the end of the day, you're a product of your environment, right? I always say if it's in your house, right, you're probably going to eat it. It's going to be much, much more challenging to rely on discipline and willpower, right, than it is for you just to have it out of sight, out of mind, right? So again, there's nothing wrong with sweets or junks or any of this stuff. I love all that stuff too, right? But that should fall into that 20% of the time category, and 80% of the time we should be focused on fueling our body properly, right, with nutrient dense whole foods in order to be able to feel our best, look our best, and perform our best. All right. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, keep these questions going. I hope y'all are enjoying these podcasts. I hope those that are asking the questions are enjoying the fact that I'm specifically answering your question here on the podcast. For the most part, I'm keeping these very short and sweet. So again, keep the questions coming. I appreciate them. There's lots of other people that have been commenting and are appreciating them as well. So don't be scared to hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out. Ask the questions. I guarantee you, if you have a question, there's hundreds, if not thousands of people that have that same question. So let's work together here to simplify nutrition and simplify living a healthy lifestyle so that we can combat the fact that we're coming up against a 50% obesity rate in America. And let's filter out the BS. Let's get people healthy again. Let's get people feeling better again, looking better, performing better, right? We don't have to make this stuff crazy complex. At the end of the day, when you're not being consistent, you need to focus on simplifying the process. And that's what I'm here with iCoach Nutrition to do. All right. Much love. Thank you for the support. If you ever need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope y'all have an amazing day. Thanks, guys. Bye.